Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue aux astuces de prononciation d'Isabelle. Je m'appelle Isabelle Nicolas Johnson de prêtaparler.ch et aujourd'hui nous allons voir la différence entre le son S et le son Z en français. Alors le premier son, c'est le son S. Think about a little snake. First situation would be with a double S in French. For example, la mission. And the second situation would be an S at the beginning of a word. For example, le serpent. Another example of the sound S, like a little snake, would be an S before a consonant. For example, le mystère. When you see letter C followed by the vowel I en français, then it will sound like an S, ici. Just a little reminder, French vowels are A, E, I, O, U, Y. Another example with the sound S, which might not be as obvious, would be with the letters, so a word ending or in the middle of a word with T-I-O-N. The T will sound like an S, again, a little snake. Let's have a look at some examples. L'information, solutionner, l'invention. Another example of sound S in French is with ces cédilles. So you know that little wiggle under the C. That's the sound S, like snake, yet again. Let's have a look at some examples. The name of a man, which is the equivalent to Frank, would be in French, François. Je parle français. Mon petit garçon. Let's put my little tips into practice. La passion, double S. La révolution, T-I-O-N. La surprise, at the beginning of a word. Les étudiants français, c'est cédille. Let's now have a look at the sound Z, like zebra. First case scenario would be a Z at the beginning of a word. For example, le zodiaque. Z. Second case scenario would be with the letter S between two vowels. For example, la raison, the reason. Attention, watch out, be careful. Not to mistake the double S and the single S, because you will have a very, very different result from the people listening to you if you confuse both. First one is le poisson, and don't mistake it with le poison. Another example, which is quite common, little mistake that most English speakers will make, is le dessert, something lovely and yummy that you will eat, and not to be confused with le désert. Nothing to eat in the desert. Il n'y a rien à manger dans le désert, mais il y a d'excellents desserts au restaurant. A lot of people are wondering, why do we put S's and Z's everywhere in French? Why do we always hear a little Z sound? Well, my dears, that's because of the liaison. Ooh la la. And it's a dangerous one, absolutely, because it's quite difficult to know when to do it. So let's have a look together. A liaison happens when a word ending in S is followed by a word starting with a vowel or an H. Let's put that into practice. First example, we have les, which ends in S, and the next word starts with the vowel I. So we will create a little liaison. We want to hear a little Z in between. So the S becomes a Z. Les enfants. Same thing with the next one. Mes amis. Je suis allé. Nous sommes heureux. I know that vowels in French, you know that it's A, E, I, O, U, Y. Sometimes an H will be aspiré, un H muet, and it acts in the same way as a vowel. In French, we never want to have little glottal stops. We don't want to have We like when everything flows. We like to lier tous les mots, connecter. We need liaison. That's so French. Here you do not need a liaison. No liaison needed, access denied. Let's have a look when you don't need a liaison. So you can see that all the words following nous, mais, or tu es are starting with a consonant. That's not a vowel, so we don't need to do the liaison. Nous parlons, mes parents, tu es sorti. Again, why don't we do the liaison? That's because the words ending in S are followed by a word starting with a consonant and not a vowel. So many people are thinking, oh my God, Isabelle, French is so hard. Why is it so complicated? Well, yes, it is complicated, but we also love to laugh and we love word puns. Well, in fact, this is not a word pun, this is a pronunciation pun because French can be quite complex to pronounce, but once you know the rules, you can also play with it. Alors, un peu d'humour. Look at this sentence. There are liaisons, there are S's, there are S and Z sounds. So think about it, read it, and let's have a look at how this should sound. This is a very funny, humoristic little sentence that most French people know about. Ready? Quelle surprise! Vous ici? Je vous croyais au zoo. Padum-tsh. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Okay, maybe it's not hilarious, but it's a great sentence to practice the differences between s and z. And you have to admit it, it's kind of funny. Well, my dear francophiles, bravo, bravo, parce que maintenant, vous savez quand produire les sons S et Z en français. So the more you practice, the more you will get more familiar with it. You will know more and more when to say and when to say z in French. If you like my little pronunciation tips, please subscribe to my channel. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. I'm sharing my little tips on how to better integrate French in your everyday life. I'm sharing my weekly tips. I'm based here in Geneva, but I teach with people from all around the world because I teach online. So send me your feedback, write me some little comments below. Let me know, was it useful for you? Does it make sense? Do you see the light at the end of the tunnel? The important thing for me is that you find it useful and you had fun learning it with me. Thank you so much. I'm Isabelle Nicolas Johnson de Prêt à Parler et c'était mes petits trucs de prononciation. Bye bye!